is 72 hours as per we formulated, but 24 hours we are giving the reply, and one portal is there, You Learn, as well as Union Pragya portal. You Learn portal, each and every FAQs, handbook on products, materials, classroom contents, everything was placed without user ID and password. Anyone can access that and they can update themselves. More than 10,000 queries we responded during 2021. Again 21-22 also more than 11,000 queries with all the escalation metrics, sir. And with this query corner, we have not responded them, but policy formulation, processes, upliftment, modification in the processes also done. And then cultural integration like Triveni Sangam, together we are union, and a special buddy branch program. One branch was hand-holding the other branches like that, what are the processes, then e-learning processes and union radio, sir. Every day, whatever the circulars are there, every day in the evening, we used to circulate the union radio. Now my recording is also there. So union radio is one of the unique initiative during this pandemic, sir. And then 3 R's, reach, richness and results. So that we'll see 76,000 plus staff members, they can have that union radio portal, You portal, You Learn, as well as Union Pragya portal. Special programs during the COVID, like these are the wellness program also we conducted. Many of our staff members also lost their lives, and to uplift their morale, we had that wellness program from renowned speakers and renowned institute like from ISA, from Art of Living, and from other speakers. So going forward, the impact was the customer complaints were very less, sir. It was very smooth amalgamation journey, taking the experience from the Bank of Baroda. Our bank has taken all care, and training intervention was there to enhance the skill of the staff members. So customer complaints were very less in number. Implementing the government program like PM Swanidhi, we were the second bank in the industry after State Bank of India in PM Swanidhi, sir. And the emergency credit line, more than 6,50,000 people got benefited, more than 12,350 crore loan sanctioned during the 2021 itself. Smooth transition, and then again employee empowerment were there, sir. Engaged counselors, real-time training and query support boosted their confidence to face work and pandemic-related challenges. And then support to COVID-affected and economy. So all emergency credit line and many programs we did, and through our intervention, through online, virtual mode, one-to-one, all those things were there. The impact was, sir, ultimate impact you can see, the amalgamated entity was having the loss of 6,613 crore in March 2020. It was enhanced, it was converted into the profit. Profit was around 3,000 crore for amalgamated entity in March 2021, sir. So this was our all, sir. And specifically, if I can talk about the special innovative practices like virtual training program, union radio, query corner portal, these are the innovative practices we started, and many more practices we started in 21-22 like podcast and other are also there. This was specifically for the 2021, sir. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And this first time we have prepared the annual performance report, sir, and everything is incorporated here. And more than 1,82,000 employees were, and then our faculty members are, they have done the research and development, more than 74 articles published during 2021 itself, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Next up for their presentation are Vizag Steel Plant, represented by Ms. N. Vanu, Dr. B. Jagdev, and Mr. T. Ramakrishna. After this, we will have Western Coalfields Limited presentation.
Respected jury, Learning and Development Fraternity, very good afternoon to you all. We ourselves from RANL, Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited. Yeah, very good afternoon. We are from Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited. Usually it is known as Vizag Steel. We produce steel. We are a manufacturer. So I welcome you all for this session. Next slide. I am Banu, General Manager Training, and my partner is Dr. Jagadev. We both are going to present the presentation on innovative practices at RANL. I would like to brief about our organization. Ours is the first shore-based steel plant in India, and it is a Navaratna CPSE company. Installed capacity is 7.3 million tons. Shall I make 1 minute? Just a minute, is it showing? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Continue.
Enter. Okay. Yeah. Ours is the first shore-based steel plant in India. Installed capacity is 7.3 million tons. Ours is the Navaratna CPSE, and we have a manpower of around 15,600. We produce long products for the manufacturing and the construction of buildings, and we also supply to the railways. It is a 20.64 mm is a very qualitative product, and we have been certified to all standards like quality, safety, health, environment, etc. And the thing is, we have started plantation by the time of construction foundation of our plant, so that we have a very big forest. Almost green belt is very high in our organization. We plant one plant for 1 ton of million steel. So now at 7.3 million ton, so we are reaching that number of trees. Our annual sales turnover is around 17,980 crores. You all know, I think the steel industry normally usually goes up and down. So last 5 years, we could not do any profits. We were incurring losses. But fortunately, last year we have come to the profit side of 835 crores. This is about our organization. This is, we have a very good infrastructure of learning and development side. This is alone, whatever you are seeing is a picture of Learning and Development Center building. You could see it is a 3-stored building. Our vision is to aim at creating a learning and development ecosystem across the company, so that employees will improve the skills in technical, behavioral, technical, managerial skills, and which will be helpful to the fulfilling the organization goals. The company is committed to enhance and sharpen competency of human capital for achieving excellence and fulfilling organizational goals. This is our vision. And coming to the manpower profile, non-executives are 10,460, executive strength is 5,139. So it is a 67:33%. And coming to the infrastructure of RANL, we have, as I told you already, we have a different classrooms. The first one, what we are seeing, that is a management development center. Usually senior level management classes and behavioral training classes will take place. The next one is like a middle management classroom, what you are seeing. The next one is the auditorium. We have a 300 capacity of auditorium we have. There we usually conduct guest lectures, seminars, and during the new entrance comes, they will come in a big number, so that induction training programs, and we also do training programs to apprentices. Apprentice training also we take place in this auditorium. And the next one is the skill center training program. Those who are in the blue uniform, they are all apprentices actually. We are inducting 1019 apprentices every year. So we have an exclusive skill development center to train these apprentices. ITI background, diploma background, and graduate backgrounds. And the next one is a computer center. We have 3 computer training classrooms. And the next one is a workshop. There actually technical training will be given to the diploma and ITI students, and to the employees, those who are coming with the background of ITI and diploma. This is about our infrastructure. And coming to the training process, so usually we take a source of training needs. We have each department, we have a training coordinators. We conduct training coordinator meet. In that we will take the inputs from the training coordinators, what are all required. And we have a high level training advisory committee, which will be held by the executive director of the works. So he will be heading that committee. And with the anyhow, as you all take from performance appraisal, we take the inputs, what are all the types of training needs they are expressing, and special departmental needs, like particularly they want on crane, particularly they want on Siemens training, or maybe arc welding or something. Such needs also we will take, and these are the inputs we are taking. I'll go back once. Back. Okay. Actually, after taking all these inputs, we are processing. Committee is sitting, and what are all important, what sort of curriculum is required, how many days the training program has to be conducted. Such sort of committees will be constituted. That I'm not able to show that slide, actually it's not going back. So we will make a committees, and they will develop what sort of course material we have to develop. Such sort of things will be developed. You can show that book to them. Then afterwards we will develop a training calendar. So now this is about the book. What are the training programs, how many days, what are the topics we are going to cover, and all those things we will develop like that. And then we will generate a training calendar. So this is, we are focusing areas of training is, this is the training calendar. Actually recent one I am displaying here. So in the annual itself we will develop this training calendar. So this is our CMD has inaugurated the program for the young managers, where they have expressed that they are lacking with some competencies. On that we have designed one training program that was inaugurated by our CMD and all our directors, you can see. And coming to the evaluation system, we have a very robust feedback system. One is reaction level, learning level, and behavior level. And reaction level is, we are at 88%, at learning level we are at 73%, and for behavior level we are at 80% level. And coming to the innovative practices, we are maintaining one knowledge management portal. As everybody has told, tacit knowledge we are tapping, and anybody can upload the K-chips. So, and whatever the K-chips will be seen by across the organization, and best K-chips will be given a cash award in each quarter. So this is coming to the Jnanera e-learning portal. So during the COVID, many of them could not attend training programs. Even though we have conducted online training programs, we have developed Jnanera portal. So all presentations we kept as per the topic wise. in the Gyan Era portal. They can go through whatever the presentation they are using while teaching. They can see the content, they can see the presentation also in the Gyan Era portal. And this is one example I have given related to safety and health. All technical programs are also there. And now my colleague Mr. Jagdev will finish it off.
Good afternoon, all of you. It's a wonderful opportunity for me to present few slides. The COVID also could not stop or become a hurdle to the training process at RINL. 1 minute, please. During COVID-19 pandemic situation also could not become as a hurdle in the training process at RINL. We switched over from physical mode to online model, virtual model. And virtual mode, we conducted about 44 programs, managerial and technical sessions. And innovatively, we created a new program called Preventive Vigilance Program as per the CVC guidelines. And some of the programs you can see on the slide itself. And the benefits of the training is standardization of work practices, adherence to quality and safety, enhanced labor productivity, reduction of cycle times, improvement in techno-economic factors, improved availability of equipment, improvement in work culture. And some long-term impact or benefits of the training programs is training on SAP ERP is long-term impact. They gives rise to faster business application processing, user-friendly and useful reports generation. And another one is training of digitalization. This gives rise to paperless office, cost saving, faster processing of the proposals, retrieval of information, and quick decision making. And another aspect is encouraging web learning. It's a highly motivated manpower updated with the latest trends in management and technology. And we conducted e-training classes by reputed institutes like MDI, CAI, CDAC, the strategic management, etc. This will also give rise to long-term impact and benefit, improved performance levels and improvement in personal effectiveness, creativity and innovation. Recently, sir, my time is over. Recently, sir, we had a very good opportunity to host the ISTD National Convention, sir. It went very well successfully. It also could become a very good platform, learning platform to the participants and as well as to the RINL executives and workers. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Did you ever evaluate the impact in terms of profitability of those initiatives or training?
Sir, profitability, ROI we couldn't do, sir, because we are running losses. Madam already told during the last year we could earn 835 crores, sir. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Have you rated the success of KM portal?
Yes, sir, we are successful.
Have you measured it?
Success means, sir, actually, whenever this is a manufacturing sector, so today something has happened, tomorrow it doesn't mean that it will happen. So when that comes, for example, when that crisis comes, they will utilize that knowledge. It is not regular in nature, no, sir. Steel sector is a manufacturing sector, that problem comes. Maybe after some time that problem comes, we don't know. This is a machine. So when that comes, it will be utilized. People will be enriched with that knowledge.
It was popular among people.
Sir?
Was it popular among employees?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
had one question.
Yeah, yes, madam.
You had 3 levels of changes, right? Reactionary.
Yeah, feedback system, sir.
So on what did you measure? What was the output of?
No, actually, whatever the usual thing is, classroom session will be there. After at the end, what is the feedback? That is a learning thing. And next one is some of the training programs, especially computer-based training. Before training program, we give one questionnaire, and after the training program, the same questionnaire they will be doing good. That is one thing. And next one is related to the skill. So we will take them for the training. That time we will evaluate. After 1 month, the candidate will not give the feedback. Their officer will give the feedback.
So you know which model this is?
Model, madam?
This is based on a certain scientifically developed model.
Okay.
So I was asking for what test you have used this model.
No, exactly coming to the model, I am not aware, madam.
Because I wanted to know you have a feedback.
Yes.
You didn't have the reason why you measured this feedback.
Yes,
Yeah.
Third level, we call it post-training evaluation, madam.
Right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Ms. Vanu and Mr. Ramakrishna. Yeah, up next are Western Coalfields Limited. The Western Coalfields is represented by Mr. Nitin Saxena, Mr. Shekhar, Mr. R. Shekhar, and Mr. Sriram Kumar. Right? Thank you. We have two online. Last physical. There will be two online.
Very warm good afternoon to all the members in the hall. We are Western Coalfields Limited, and I myself, Shekhar Raiprolu, along with Nitin Saxena and Sriram Kumar, are here to present on behalf of Western Coalfields Limited. We would like all of you to welcome to the world of coal, where at the outset I want to mention that coal industry is basically a hazardous 24/7, 365-day running, blue-collar, grassroots level, labor-intensive organization with majority of manpower with very low educational qualification. So this is the context. And about Western Coalfields Limited, I would like to mention that we are a subsidiary of world's largest coal producer in the, which is Coal India Limited. We have operated at the western part of the coal belt. We have 55 mines spread across 10 operating areas in 5 districts of Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. And if you can see the map, we are located strategically at the central India, and we have consumers spread across 8 states. All the other coal fields are present on the eastern part of India. And our performance in financial year 21-22, our coal production is 57.7 million ton, coal dispatch is 64.17 million ton. Both of them are our highest ever coal production and coal dispatch, which we have established. And our profit before tax is around 1,200 crores, which is more than 250% growth year on year. And basically, I would like to talk, this whole presentation is based on this context, challenges that we face, HR challenges. And the manpower that we have at Western Coalfields Limited is around 35,000, and in which only 6% of them are executives. So that is around 2,000. So we have to manage, these 2,000 people have to manage the rest 94% of the executives, of the non-executives. And sometimes the situation is such a way that a particular management trainee who joins our organization at the very beginning itself, he would be posted at a mine where he had to manage at least 500 to 1,000 manpower, who are entirely based on his leadership. So the training of our manpower is such an important aspect in terms of the challenges that they face at the ground level. And secondly, we are bound with our policies, that is our R&R policy and our compassionate employment policy, where we had to take new employees at the very lowest level, that is category 1 level. And at the same time, we have another challenge that most of the critical designations, like our HEMM operators, the heavy earth moving machinery operators, the foremen, the mining stars, these are the technical manpower, and most of them are retiring in the next 2-3 years. This is a forecast that we have made, and in next 3 years, around 12,000 category 1 employees will be joining. Category 1 employees would be from 10th class to MBA. We can take any qualification under category 1, and around more than 6,000 people of highly critical designations are retiring. So this is again a biggest manpower challenge, and this can be only bridged to training. So this was our entire focus in our training strategy. So I'll talk about the training ecosystem. At the apex, we have an Indian Institute of Coal Management. As I already said, we are a subsidiary of Coal India. So the ISCM is managed by Coal India. In the middle, we have our own 4 institutes: Management Development Institute, Nagpur, HEMMTI, the Heavy Earth Moving Machinery Training Institute at Chandrapur, Supervisory Training Institute at Chindwada, Madhya Pradesh, and a Workers Training Institute, Wardha in Maharashtra. So these are the 4 core institutes that develop our core training programs, technical training programs. And also we have 11 vocational training centers at the grassroots level, which provide refresher and initial trainings to the employees. Apart from this training structure for employees, we also have a training ecosystem for CSR, through CSR. We have set up 2 exclusive skill development centers, one in Maharashtra at Nagpur and one in Madhya Pradesh at Chindwada. The purpose of these centers is to train rural youth, about which we will talk later. And also the tools that we use in our training ecosystem, apart from our internal training institute that we have, we also have outside training institute trainings with our premium institute of excellence like IIM and XLRI. We have developed our own e-library, which has a repository of all the technical and managerial literature. We have an executive training monitoring system where the entire training procedures are tracked for all the executives. And also our performance management system, the rating system, has an inbuilt training needs analysis tool, so that the training needs of the employees are captured directly within the performance management system every year. And a part of the training ecosystem, I don't want to talk about the entire training that we do. So this is the gist of the training plan for financial year 2021. So I'm not going to go through the details because it's not relevant to the presentation. And the achievements in 2021 are, as you can see, we have more than 1 lakh man days with around 16,000 participants. And coming to the innovative training practices, again, I am not going to talk about all the training programs that we do because that is not relevant to the scope of this presentation. We are only talking about the innovative training practice that we have introduced in 2021. And for 2021, I have to give you a context. We have our CMD, Mr. Rajiv Ranjan Mishra, had conceptualized a program called Mission WCL 2.0, which ended in 2019-20. The purpose of Mission 2.0 was to ensure that our company reaches the level which it had in past. That is, in 2009, WCL has achieved its peak production, coal production of 45 million tons. And from then, they started a downward trend. And in 2014, our production was down to 39 million tons. There was a drop of almost 6 million tons in a gap of 5 years. So we had, at 2014-15, we had a challenge to reach the levels that we already had. So by 2019-20, we have achieved our past glory, and in 2021, we had to plan for our future. So we started a mission called Mission 100 Days, where we had to revamp our entire structures. So as part of that Mission 100 Days program, our CMD has sat with the HRD training department, and he has completely transformed and brought about a new training methodology or training strategies in HRD. So one of the first strategy is to start an induction training program for newly recruited employees, not executives, because an executive induction program is already there, for non-executives as well. So we have designed a 30-day elaborate induction program for non-executive employees, which are the core of our manpower. And this 30-day induction program includes both theoretical and practical aspects, and there is on-field experience as well. Also, before even they are going through this induction program, there will also be a counseling session, a one-on-one personal interaction with the employees, where they are deployed as per the qualification. As I already said, Category 1 employees are maximum manpower, maximum intake happens, and though they are from different qualifications, right from 10th class to MBA, we sit with them, we have a one-to-one interaction, and based on their qualification, we try to accommodate them in a right job. Also, we have conducted in 2021 as part of this Mission 100 Days program, we conducted workshops for Category 1 workers to ensure that they are gainfully utilized. Even after our counseling programs, there were some gaps, and we identified those gaps. We called workshops to Category 1 employees who had engineering and MBA qualifications. We called them for a workshop, we had group discussions, we had personal interviews, we had psychometric tests, and finally, we have deployed certain manpower in in their job roles as per the qualification. Also, we also have a future leader program. Up to 2019, we had a program called Gen Next, and in 2021, as part of this Mission 100 Days program, we started a future leader program. Again, they also followed a similar pattern of one-to-one interactions with each middle level executives and grooming them to become future leaders. Also, as part of COVID-19, we had most of our trainings on a virtual platform. And also, talking about the skill development training under CSR, up to 2019, we had a certain strategy where we were focusing on self-employment training of the under CSR. So basically, our target group, as you can see on the left side, target group of skill development training under CSR are project affected persons of WCL of our mine projects. Second, unemployed youth within our command area, that is 25 kilometers radius of our mines, and also unemployed youth outside our command area. These are the priorities of which we select beneficiaries for our skill development. So our traditional approach was to give them training on self-employment through mobile repairing, beautician course, organic farming. This was our approach. In 2021, which have slightly shifted our strategy, and we piloted with a project of placement-based trainings. We started with CPET, Central Institute of Petrochemical Engineering and Technology, and they provided machine operating and plastic processing technology training to the rural youth. And with this, we had a clause in an MOU that they should get 80% of them should get placement. So this was successful, and this was continued for 2 years. And now in 22-23, we have inked MOUs with 3 other organizations: CII, FDDI, Ashok Leyland Institute, and Apparel Training Design Center. All of them are placement-based training systems, where at least 80% of them should be placed as per the MOU. And our training budget also under CSR has drastically increased in 22-23, but seeds for this were laid in 2021. And talking about impact, though the impact cannot directly be quantified, because all our training exercises were seeds that were laid in 2022, 2021, and the impact was to be reached in a long time. So we have achieved a remarkable turnaround in last 8 years, if you can see. And during the COVID period, we have opened 3 mines virtually. And we are the first coal company to diversify into non-coal sectors. We also achieved our highest coal production and dispatch in 2020, starting from 2021. And as I already said, we have a 82% placement record in our skill development under CSR. So, thanks a lot.
Good work. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Nitin, Sri Ram Kumar, and Mr. Sekhar. Next up, we have an online presentation by L&T. Would L&T be ready? L&T Dr. Rajiv Sinha and Mr. Rohan Pachpore. L&T, can you hear us? Okay. All right. You are muted, I think. Please unmute yourselves. थोड़ा वॉल्यूम एडजस्ट करिएगा इनका. They are not able to unmute themselves. Make them admins, I think. होस्ट बना दीजिए. Yeah.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah, you are. Okay, right.
Okay, I hope my screen is also visible. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. So please let me know when to start.
Yeah, please start. Please start.
Yeah, yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. And our topic for the presentation is lockdown and beyond the L&D landscape. And we have with me Dr. Rajiv Sinha, who heads the business excellence at Corporate HR, Larsen & Toubro, and myself, Rohan Pachpur, Assistant Manager, Corporate HR at Larsen & Toubro. About L&T, L&T is the India's largest engineering and construction company with interests in EPC projects, high-tech manufacturing and services. It has a diverse workforce over 40 countries worldwide, and it is an 80-year-old company. And as mentioned in our vision statement, our focus is on innovation and continuous learning. As you can see, our learning ecosystem archetype is focused on technical leadership, business leadership, and project leadership. So along with this, we also have e-learning platform called ATL Next and a Center of Excellence for Improvement Initiative. You can see a special focus over here on 7-step leadership, where in the 7th step, our top management, including group chairman and the CEO, actually mentors the people who shortlist into this step. We not only have mentorship by our senior management, but also have the involvement of senior management in various of these steps, as mentioned. We also have the intervention of our senior management in our basically the training, designing, and the structuring of the program. For instance, one of our program called Leadership Finance by Chicago Booth was actually, our CFO was actually involved in designing and the structuring of that program. We have a huge infrastructure in L&T, Leadership Development Academy we have at Lonavala. Nowadays, we talk about whiteboards and all. I would like to specially mention that in this Leadership Development Academy, we have developed a teleconferencing room where a coach or trainer can actually connect with various locations using motion sensing cameras, using the whiteboards and whatnot, We also have Planet at L&T at Powai, where it is a kind of a digital room which will give you a glance of entire L&T offerings. So we use this for our new joinees who join L&T, especially GETs. We have Corporate Technology and Engineering Academy for technical needs at Mysore and Mud. We have Institute of Project Management at Chennai and Vadodara. We have Safety Innovation School at Kanchipuram and Hazira. We have a special IoT lab at our CTEA Mud. We also have Construction Skills Training Institute. We have such 9 institutes across India. We have specially designed this railway station. It is a competency development center, you can see. This railway station is of 1.5 kilometers, and it actually gives a glance of the entire railway business elements to the new joinees who join this business. We have Tunneling Excellence Academy at Coimbatore, and you can see a glimpse of the tunneling boring machine as well as the Excellence Academy here. When it comes to e-learning, we believe in tying up with the specialized vendors. So we have a distributed learning model where we have 11 learning platforms catering to different needs, whether it is LMS, LXP, whether it is quizzing platform, whether it is communication-based program, whether it is simulation, technical offering, e-library. We have almost everything in our bucket. Since we are especially focusing on financial year 2021, we all know we witnessed a pandemic. So during pre-COVID, our focus was majorly on classroom, where 80% of our needs were catering through classroom, where we had a focus on 7-step leadership, the leadership development programs, and only rest 20% were on online learning, where it was online learning was more like a supportive learning, which was for only used where elaborative learning was required, like for health and safety, for finance management, like that. So our online platforms were, developed to cater only 5K concurrent learners that time, and it was having only 6 learning systems that time. Post-COVID, in just April 2020, we witnessed a 16% jump in e-learning usage, and our focus was needed on e-learning. We were forced to shift our focus from classroom to online, and thus we identified the training needs, and based on those training needs, we identified the thrust areas as mentioned over here: high online content usage, engaging pedagogy, and sustaining virtual learning. And based on these thrust areas, we identified the initiatives. I will be elaborating these initiatives in my further slides. 16 times usage in just 1 month, April, we witnessed during COVID, and we were forced to think a solution because our system got collapsed. System was earlier, developed to only handle 5K concurrent users. So we had to increase our server, we had to, increase the bandwidth. Parallelly, we made more LMS available, and we reinstalled our online offering to our learners. And you can see huge usage, around 16 times more usage our learners could do during this lockdown. We were also, thinking of finding out the engaging methodologies, because online learning was becoming more monotonous. So we introduced Coach Vani. Coach Vani is a communication-based program targeted towards thinking, articulation, accuracy, and presence. Unlike any classroom communication program where, learners, we can only cater to a limited learners. Through this Coach Vani, as it is a unique human plus tech model, a pool of learners could connect with a mass actually. In our case, around 20 coaches could connect with 500 learners. ATL Bizathon, which is a business simulation marathon, and this is, there was we felt a need to, to inculcate action-based learning into our L&T, and thus we introduced this business simulation marathon. And not only in this marathon, but we introduced around 65 flow games during this time for our, L&T. Since people were not able to go to library, we introduced e-library, where 60,000 ebooks were made available through EBSCO host. Not only ebooks, even journals, reports, and all of those text databases were made available. People were not able to go to a physical classroom training, so we introduced Coursera, where our employees could do, online learning through universities and were getting certified. Now, sustaining the virtual learning was a challenge. So we introduced journey programs where we blended our online learning with webinars, simulations, and we made it available across levels, right from GT till manager. We introduced digital session where people, connected online on a VILT mode, virtual mode, and, they did a learning together, and at the end, a subject matter expert summarized the entire learning. We called it as a new age learning. We introduced Rappel, which is a quizzing platform and focusing on reinforcement and the mastering of the topic, basically. So through a spaced learning methodology, it ensured that the learner mastered the topic through a spaced learning approach. So then we also introduced a individual development plan in the performance management system, where people were able to select the online courses through their PMS only. We called it as a My Zone. During COVID, we virtualized almost everything, all our programs. Not only we used whiteboards, and to make those trainings, effective and engaging, we not only used whiteboards and the polls and the post-training tests and what Mentimeters, almost everything we used. But the point I want to emphasize is that we were the first Indian company to go virtual with NABOSH and the VMF, Value Engineering Certification, which was through SAVE International. Mr.
Rohan, 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left.
Sure. we talk about gamification, so we thought of going beyond badges and the leaderboard. Badges and leaderboard definitely we have on our online platforms. We thought of going beyond that, so we made 2x2 matrix available to our HR fraternities who are at businesses. L&T being conglomerate, we have a number of businesses, and we thought of, making this 2x2 matrix in-house available to our people. So you can see we identified two parameters, average hours per learner and percentage of learners, and how this 2x2 matrix actually helped our HR fraternity to draw relevant training intervention. You can see green is the most desirable quadrant, and the red is the most undesirable. So the businesses in red and amber were targeting to onboard new learners. However, the business in blue zone were targeting to move to the green. We also introduced individual learning matrix, which was focusing on depth and width, retention and recall, and educate and share, and it was competency based. Now I would call upon Dr. Rajiv to explain the business impact.
Thank you, Rohan. So just because time is short, so just to add on this, that we use, as you have seen, that there is a plethora of initiatives we have introduced during the period. And so the measuring the learning effectiveness, and we are also measuring the learning effectiveness and its impact in multiple ways. As because in the vastness of the offering actually is not allowing us to, we cannot measure it with the help of single metrics. So for the want of time, I am showing few of this. Like on the screen, you will see that what kind of learning hours we are achieving. So like more than 5 lakh hours of learning hours has been achieved, and almost 80% of the employee covered in one or more training program, clocking average 11.2 hours of learning. Practically, we can say that we are touching each and entire organization. Actually, 80% is as good as covering the entire organization. At the below bottom side, right side, you are seeing that even the blue collar employee, that data is coming from the CSTI, Construction Skill Training Institute. And if you see that almost 70% of those people who have got trained through the CSTI, they got absorbed in one or more projects actually in pre-pandemic time. And even in the difficult time of the pandemic, we almost still 50% got placed at different project sites. Just next slide, Rohan.
Thank you, Dr. Rohan.
This is the last slide. So if I say the big picture, because as I said, the time is less. So what is the basically finally business outcome we are getting out of the training? If you see the data actually, the ask of any L&D is to provide right kind of talent pool who are ready to take the challenges of business and deliver results. That is the ultimate aim of any L&D. And if you see the numbers, 8 out the current composition of the executive committee, 8 members out of 9 members have gone through this leadership training program. 80% of GM and EVA positions are filled by internal candidates, which shows the robustness of the pipeline of the capable leaders are available. If you see the high pot identification, more than 18,000 people has been as employee got assessed, and 200 plus finally got selected, 2,000 plus finally got selected, and they moved into the pipeline. And at the last one, the one which we all take very proud is that action learning programs are part of almost all the high value training program. And this is one of the example actually is that in one of the business, which is the water and effluent treatment, this was actually the part of the idea was generated during one of the action learning project. And now that business is almost 20,000 crore plus business we have today. So that is the kind of actually business impact all the learning and development initiatives are putting into the system. So I will close this with that L&T always takes a pride in developing its employees, and our tagline, if those who have associated with L&T at all time, they know that.
Thank you, Dr. Rajiv.
Used to be that the people, the prime mover. That was our tagline. So I think this is the last slide. So next slide. So thank you, and we are open for any question.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Raju, can you hear me?
Sir, I think your voice is coming very feeble.
Okay. Can you hear me?
So nothing else is that I have covered the slides. I think voice was not clear. Last slide.
No, Rajiv sir, actually jury is asking the question, but the voice is coming very feeble.
Hello, can you get me now?
Yes, sir, we can hear you
Okay.
now.
How did you measure that this 20,000 revenue was impact of the training?
Yeah, because that 20,000 is the current business. That was the action learning project of one of our step 2 employee. When someone was in the step 2 LDP program, he was going through, and then he has identified one action learning project. So he has given that idea, And he has nurtured that idea that we should, L&T should go into this water and effluent treatment business. That is not a traditional construction business if you see that. L&T is always in the construction side
Okay.
and the engineering
Other
side.
than that, did you find any other significant ROI benefit or the bottom line benefit?
ROI benefit is basically we measure in terms of for the few skill-based
Yes.
training actually only. Where we can put actually the numbers pre and post kind of thing. Not all the training program that ROI can be. We are not measuring actually because it is very difficult to actually draw that correlation between that exact, especially the behavioral based training and the outcome. It is difficult to correlate. But on the skill side training or the directly job related training, actually there we see that how much the productivity is improved. Suppose the engineering side, if I go to the EDRC, it means our engineering center. So someone is going through the BEAM Academy and then he knows that how 3D modeling and other things. So how much his productivity is improved. So those kind of a skill for those actually ROI in terms of the productivity we measures what I am trying to say.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Rajiv and Mr. Rohan. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
sir.
jury members.
Thanks to all jury members. Thank you.
We have our next online presentation by Rishabh Software Private Limited, Mr. Karndip Shah and Mrs. Aparna. Rishabh Software, are you online? Can you hear me? Mr. Karndip Shah and Mrs. Aparna, Rishabh Software, are you online? They are. Yeah. McKinsey? Okay. McKinsey, are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So till Rishabh Software they come online, I would invite McKinsey, Dr. Advitya, to make the presentation.
Which one, sir?
Oh, yeah. कौन सा
I'm just putting here all the three documents in. No, आप उससे डिलीट हो जाओ ना, आप इसमें से वो कर लीजिए ना ओपन.
Hello, Rishabh team is available. Can
ये मिस कर दो. पीवी पीपीटी आपकी हो जाएगी, मैं भी उनको बोलूँगी.
Hello? Am I audible? Hello?
Yeah, please start, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
एक मिनट आना.
Allow me a minute to share the screen, please.
इनका व्यू कर दो. मैम का व्यू मैंने पिन कर दिया, मैम की प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं कर दी. मैंने शेयर करी, अब ये शेयर करेंगे ना. वो तो ऑटोमेटिक हो जाएगा. ठीक है.
Can you confirm in case if the screen is visible?
Yeah, it is visible. Then carry on, please.
yeah, no, yours. Are you sharing something?
Yes.
That's not visible.
Oh, all right. Just give me one more second.
All right,
Is it
your
now
screen is visible now, yes. You can go ahead.
Thank you. Sure. So first, I'd like to take the opportunity to congratulate ISTD on the completion of 31 successful years. Further, thank you for the opportunity to present in the national awards for innovative training practices. Moving forward, we are Rishabh Software, where our philosophy for talent development is success for all. And today we're going to present it's Kandarp Shah and me, Aparna Shah Singhal. Due to an exigency, Kandarp Shah was not available today. So kindly excuse that and I will take it up for both of us. Thank you. Moving to the agenda for today, we're just going to go through a certain highlights of who we are, what are the objectives, our vision, mission, and strategy, the learning ecosystem for talent development, and innovative practices. Rishabh Software, we in the year 2021, we've achieved 10 plus awards. We have 4 business divisions, 700 plus employees, and around 1400 plus projects completed. Along with that, we are a CMMI and ISO ISMS certified operating in these continents. Our founding family philosophy, we are committed to clients, society, and ethics. Our main tagline is taking care of our clients, and that has ensured a 90 plus client retention in the year 2021. Moving to talent development, we have certain highlights here in terms of the business achievements ensuring talent development. The matrix that we could achieve for the year 2021, we ensured 72 learning hours per individual per Rishabhite in the year. On a monthly basis, we had 60%, more than 60% of the entire workforce under training, some or the other training in some form, focusing on certain skills. The feedback has always been 4 out of 5. And we also ensured certain external certifications which are by the OEM experts, by the organization, that are funded or reimbursed by the organization. Our mission is always to have Rishabh being known for its talent development and OD-driven initiatives, and in that, ensure that the organization and the business is supported. The mission is to establish, the mission for the training team or the talent development team is to establish high-value programs which create a definite skill approach and buying from the employees in the organization, and also to develop an integrated and a comprehensive learning ecosystem wherein it's not only the training team that is driving it, but the entire organization headed by the business and the leaders. The strategy that we focus on is an annual training plan. This is a very generic annual training plan, which is usually usually executed for all the employees having annual meets. The second is a role-based upskill, which is focused on leadership, starting from foundation for new leaders to senior leadership. We have certain talent development initiatives which are unique for the business divisions. And also we have certain initiatives which come as ad hoc because of the VUCA world that we live in. So as I mentioned, the role-based upskill, so we have certain programs which we've identified as NEEV, the foundation building program, for level 4 in the organizational hierarchy, Lakshya for level 3, Sankalp, which is level 2, and Udan for level 1 managers, which further moves to senior leadership, where we have also mentioned the coverage of 70 to 50, 40, 20, and 10. This ends at the senior most leadership, where we have the C-suite. The next is the Global Culture Initiative. We believe that in spite of us being a software-driven company having its business in India, all our clients are from different countries and continents which have different cultures to follow. And as much as we are proud of ours, they are proud of theirs. And it's very essential to understand what are the different cultural taboos, what to say, what not to say, to ensure a good relationship and a rapport building for our clients. So we ensure that the leaders in the organization, as well as certain sales team, they go through these initiatives to ensure that they know whom they're talking to. We also have the similar initiative, which is Tech for Non-Tech, wherein we ensure that everyone in the organization is abreast with what technology does the organization focus and we deal with, so that people in the organization understand the business they're working for. The coverage here for that year 2021 has been 50 plus. The next initiative, which we find very innovative, is we develop a learning path which is unique with reference to its industry standards. So taking an example of the software company, here we have something which ensures that it is evolved around in and around with the industry that we live in. There was a time in the say early 2000 that a very niche skill or a single skill was appreciated and sought for in the industry by the businesses. But as we moved 5 years from then, they started understanding that a single skill in one person is not going to serve the business right, and they started ensuring back-end and front-end skills. Then came a time where they included the third skill of having back-end, front-end and database, and now we are in an industry which ensures having people working for them who have multi-skills, 4 stacks, full stack people who ensure back-end, front-end, database, cloud, people skills, everything in one. And so we have built this learning path which is evolved along with the industry, which ensures the base tech stack upskill, the second or the third specialized skill upskill, and along with that soft skills and communications, because as far as the technical or say the IT industry works, we understand that 80% of the time, the duration of the work hours, the employee works with a system which has a definite input to a definite output. But when we move to the next 20%, which is dealing with people, and as it goes increasing, while the person moves from, say, an individual contributor to a leadership role, the attention that is required on people skills is very high, because you don't have a definite input and you definitely don't have a definite output while you're dealing with people. So that ensures the importance and our very, very specific focus on this initiative. And for the year 2021, we had 100 plus coverage with our strength of 700 for this initiative. Moving on, focusing on a learning ecosystem. Here we are not much different because this is a very specific process that is followed by almost all CMMI certified organizations, which is we build a strategic training plan which is in line with the business, the annual training plan in line with people. The training calendar is for us, the talent development team, and which ensures further operational plan where the learning all begins. And here we follow a specific process to assess people, to train them, to evaluate the training, which is the immediate assessment, implementation of those skills during projects and on floor, and then post that, a 3 to 6 months of effectiveness on floor, feedback by the project managers, the team leads, and at times even the clients.
You have 2 more minutes.
Sure, thank you so much for the heads up. Moving to the innovative practice. So this was something that we had pre-COVID era, I'd say, but I'm specifying it here because we moved to a post-COVID era and we tried our best to implement something similar. So we have something which is, we have named it as an L&D day or a learning development day, wherein the practice is defined as we have 1 day in a month, which is usually the first Saturday of the month, wherein we focus only on learning. So it's all 700 people in the organization coming to office, enjoying their time with their co-workers, not talking about work, but only learning. Learning, it could be any skills, even if with reference to projects, technical, soft skills, communication skills, or even learning who they are working with as people in hybrid teams. This was a practice, and then how we moved it to the post-COVID-19 era, that is in 2021, we moved it to e-learning, wherein we have a very popular online platform, rather multiple platforms, wherein we have created specific learning paths for different skills, the technical skills. I've mentioned the numbers here to just ensure that the focus is here again main in line with the business, which is the technical skills. This includes IT, engineering, services both, communication skills and soft skills and behavioral skills as well. The second innovative practice is our Learn It Rise. This is a skill enhancement program, which is a Rishabh integrated skill enhancement program, as a part of a CSR activity. Here we ensure that every individual who has not been placed in campus by the universities, we take them in this program. It is a 5 to 6 months of program. We give them specific learning paths. We train them, give them all the facilities in the organization. So before COVID, we utilized our training rooms here. We have about 6 training rooms.
Time is up.
Just give me 1 more minute, please. I just have 2 slides to go. The ROI of this program was calculated with reference to the number of placements that we received. So the first batch, the January batch in 2021, had a placement which ended in July, had a placement of 91%, and in June, which ended in December, had a placement of 94%. The other innovative practice was extended reach. We went out to the family members of Rishabhites during this hour, the pandemic hour, and we gave them an opportunity to enroll themselves in English language and communication skills, everybody within the home. So just an opportunity to talk to people and learn something new. So this was the response that we received, child, spouse, and other people that they nominated. Certain challenges that we always face, nothing much with reference to very specific, but continuous technology upgradations, online and blended learning, the time away for learning from business, and coping with the continuous building future workforce. The last is to be innovative is our constant endeavor, and we always try and answer these questions with reference to what, how, who, why, and where that we can do to ensure to be innovative in everything that we ensure as a part of talent development team. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I'm up for questions.
Right. Thank you, Mrs. Aparna. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, may I now call upon McKinsey, Dr. Advaitya. Okay, all right, in attendance. All right.
इसको जूम नहीं करना डॉक्यूमेंट्स खोलने वाले इसको क्लोज करना अच्छा मैं आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स यहाँ पे खोल देती हूँ if you want to show me this one is your website मुश्किल होता है लैपटॉप नहीं होता है छोटा वेबसाइट इसमें कैसे खोलनी है आपको दिस वन एक ही वाला है कौन सी वाली वेबसाइट है
People are watching at us. Be fast. Even OBC or watch. Or Unita. UNITAR.watch. UNITAR.watch.
.watch.
UNITAR.
You?
And I. बस .watch. बस click अपना बजाएगा. आ गया. Follow. That's it. बाकी बस निश्चित कर दो. पहले वो बंद करना पड़ेगा.
क्लोज करनी पड़ेगी सर एक साथ में नहीं चल पाएगा.
अच्छा.
हाँ ये इसलिए मैं आपको बता रही हूँ.
प्रेजेंटेशन
खोल रही हूँ मैं आपकी क्योंकि वेबसाइट और भी एक साथ नहीं कर पाएंगे.
Perfectly fine. नहीं शेयर नहीं. Yes. Hi, good evening everyone. My name is Dr. Advaitya Kamberia and I work for United Nations in the Training and Research Division with them. And the nomination is given by the Cabinet Ministry of the nation. Whosoever is shortlisted there, the nomination goes from the Cabinet Ministry always. So my reporting was, now I'm in sabbatical, my reporting was to the Chief Secretary of the Education Ministry of India. So I used to work for the Education Ministry, representing the nation in United Nations, but we have to work as a member of the United Nations, we have to work there and give our services as well. Very less people, if you see in the list, like only 8 nations are there, and we work as the Executive Director there, and we report to the Chief Secretary General of United Nations there. So that's the introduction, and we have more than 370,000 courses for different nations, which are inbuilt. However we design the courses, and Mercer, McKinsey, or Deloitte, PwC, they work with us on certain courses, small courses, which we assign to them. Otherwise, they don't. And if we feel like doing it, only then we give it to them. Now, I'll just give you one more introduction. The United Nations UNITA is developing one compulsorily, like its non-negotiable model that every nation by 2030, they have to have a tattoo. Every employee or every citizen of the nation, they have to have a tattoo. And that tattoo will have a radium which will work at night, and the watch will be given to you which will have a radium. However, the tattoo will have a solar system. It will get charged by that. Button dabaya, yahi mera PAN card. Button dabaya, yahi mera license. Button dabaya, yahi mera visa. Button dabaya, yahi mera bank account system. Button dabaya, yahi meri learning, which organization I worked, कब मेरा जन्म हुआ, यही मेरा birth certificate, यही मेरा death certificate. अगर गए तो आपके साथ जाएगा वो भी. So tattoo is your identity. And that's a compulsorily part being given by 2030. Every nation, whosoever is a member of the United Nations, has to have that tattoo done on the citizens of their nations, which is there. And that data is given to the cabinet ministries as well. That data, entire data, everybody can share everybody's data there as well. So that's there. That's the intervention which we are working on. Or training किसने सीखनी है, button दबाया, this becomes my screen through the virtual reality, augmented reality, which is obsolete there and it's not been introduced in India till now. अभी तो वहाँ पे हमने obsolete कर दिया उसको virtual reality and augmented reality को, but we are coming up with the robotic systems. This becomes my screen, this becomes my keyboard. हो गया काम. This becomes a TV, watch the movie, learn, or do whatever you want. Every OTT will be embedded in that. Every web series will be embedded in that. So everything will be one. The entire world is going to be one. And you don't need to pay for the same as well. So that's there. Now we'll start with the presentation. So that's the introduction. No, I'm just telling you what is the intervention which we are designing and working on. So I'm coming back to the now. We take the contract from the organizations as well when they request us. Dr. Dabas was in Afghanistan and he got trained for 2 years there, and he spent there for 2 years, and United Nations trained him and a lot of people when he was there, Afghanistan mein, 5 to 7 tak. So Internama is one organization, which is an Indian organization. It's an MNC. So what they did is they came to us and we designed the learning intervention now. I'm coming back to now one organization, how we design, what we do. We follow 5 level of Kirkpatrick method. We do not follow 4 levels. There are 5 levels which we follow. I'll introduce that to you as well. I'm coming only the Internama part. I'm only talking about Internama right now. First thing what we do is the culture analysis of the nation. That's very important. Somebody has spoke about culture analysis as well. Culture analysis of the nation and the culture analysis of the particular state where the organization is there. Jahan wo hai. It starts with this and then move to the fiscal objectives, the mission, vision and all the strategies. And it helps us to find out the need of the interventions which we design. Now, when we started, why I'm talking about culture analysis, when we started आज़ादी के बाद, इंडिया के मैं कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बात कर रहा हूँ, इट स्टार्टेड विद इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन. रोटी कपड़ा मकान की नीड ज़्यादा थी, टेक्निकल ट्रेनिंग्स देनी ज़्यादा ज़रूरी थी, बिकॉज सत्ता अभी उनके हाथ में आई थी जो आंदोलन करते थे, और आंदोलनकारी पैसे वाले नहीं थे. करप्शन बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया. पीपल स्टार्टेड टेकिंग मनी फॉर एवरीथिंग. इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन. देन केम 91, IT रेवोल्यूशन आ गया. नीड्स बदल गई, इंसानों की नीड्स बदल चुकी हैं. ZTV आ गया, टीवी में चित्रहार आने शुरू हो गए शुक्रवार को. देन IT रेवोल्यूशन आया, उसके बाद नीड्स बदल चुकी हैं सभी की. उसके बाद आया डिजिटल रेवोल्यूशन जो अभी चल रहा है. लेकिन 2019 में जब पैंडेमिक आया, नो मोर डिजिटल रेवोल्यूशन नाउ. आई वांट टू आस्क यू क्वेश्चन, कौन सा रेवोल्यूशन आ चुका? इंडस्ट्री 4 तो हो गया, खत्म हो चुका. अब तो इंडस्ट्री 6 आ गया. नहीं, मतलब वो कौन सा रेवोल्यूशन आ गया सर? अभी रेवोल्यूशन कौन सा है? मतलब ह्यूमन बींग्स की नीड क्या है? अभी चला गया वो रोबोटिक्स भी, अभी इंडिया में आ जाएगा, चला गया. लेकिन that comes in digital revolution. I just traveled in the metro for the first time yesterday. और मैं सुन रहा था लोगों की, पीस ऑफ माइंड नहीं था अंदर, तमीज नहीं था को बात करने की. People are talking like that. Everybody is open in social media. You can go write anything about the president of the nation as well. You can see that. गालियाँ भी लोग लिख देते हैं. Everything. You have a pocket, and in the pocket you have a TV. You have yourself in the pocket. आप बैठे होंगे कहीं पे लगे होते हैं. You don't talk to the human being now, and there is no need as well. क्यों? क्योंकि जब पैंडेमिक था ना, उसी ने आपका साथ दिया था, इंसानों ने साथ नहीं दिया था उस समय, इंसान तो अपने आप को छुपा रहे थे। नहीं, अब आ गया सोशल रेवोल्यूशन, नाउ द नीड इज सोशल रेवोल्यूशन, एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग टू बी सोशल, सोशल मीडिया आ चुका, द नीड इज ह्यूमन बींग्स की नीड पहले ज़्यादा है। पहले रोटी कपड़ा मकान में उसको सैलरी नहीं मिलती थी, ही वॉज लाइक क्राइंग। अभी सैलरी ना दोगे, रोटी कपड़ा मकान के बाद ताले की नीड आई IT रेवोल्यूशन में, ताला लगाना जरूरी है, सिक्योरिटी नीड ज़्यादा है। IT के बाद आया जी मुझे इज्जत दो, मान दो, सम्मान दो साथ में। अभी मान सम्मान, इफ यू सी द क्लोथ्स बीइंग worn by the people in the society, भाड़ में गए देखने वाले, I will only ढकोफाई my tongue and that's it, that's my life। ये कल्चर आ चुका अब, and people are not bothered about others, emotions, feelings, उसी की नीड ज़्यादा आ रही है अभी। They need the trainings on love. They need the trainings on care. They need the trainings on wellness. They need the trainings on behavioral part, not the behavioral part, but the thinking part, the cognition. सोच में है, क्योंकि कल्चर इतना ज़्यादा बदल चुका है। और 2019 के बाद हुआ है कि लोगों को अब अगर वो बदतमीजी करे तो he can slap even the person is 70 years old or 80 years old. He doesn't bother now. Because age is no more criteria of respect now. आप इतने ज़्यादा समाज में ऊपर लेवल पे हैं, there is a criteria now. तो रेवोल्यूशन को देखते हुए हमारी नीड्स आती हैं कि रेवोल्यूशन कौन सा चल रहा है। Now we'll start with the learning framework of Indorama. We have got 4 quadrants there. Training for all means non-negotiable training. Person has to have training. Complete the training, even if COVID-19 or whatever, you have to complete the training, and we have these systems for the same as well. I'll show you something, and he has to complete the training. Then level 1 reaction वहीं पे check हो जाता है उसका. I'll show you that how it happens. Then level 2, the person, the senior person, like the manager or a team leader, has to give the feedback after 30 days. Level 3, the colleagues have to give the feedback. If they don't give the feedback, there are some systems, there are some warning letters being issued to the person as well. That's non-negotiable training.
2 minutes
level,
left.
5 level. Remedial training, you know, and then development training, you know, and now comes the new interventions. So I'm only talking about new interventions, which is we applied in the same as well. First was Indorama core values. In the core values, I'm not explaining that now, which is there. So there was a part which we defined the core values, and we moved ahead with the training of the core values, Gyan Dena, and it's there on the website as well. However, we started with this, my inspiring workplace. That was the first intervention, the innovative intervention which we started with. We launched the calendar. उनको जैसे सितंबर के कैलेंडर में उनको एक टास्क तो जरूर करना है. That task was free up time in your diary, cancelling all the necessary items, and they have to go to the system कि आपने क्या free किया है. Every month they used to have a calendar doing the task, and they, in the end of the day, the employees have to go to the LMS system. They have to do that every month. And it was focusing on my inspiring workplace. This is one innovation which we applied in the system. Second was the competency redesign, because competencies are got changed now. Competencies को redesign किया गया. Then we started with all those things like it's not moving ahead. We followed the system, the top-down approach, and then middle approach, and culture approach, and all those things. And then we started with this. We came up with the proficiency level. The proficiency level of ऊपर के जो level पे बैठे हैं could be the same for something. For example, communication. जो ऊपर के level पे बैठे हैं, एक CEO की जो एक prime responsibility है, एक CFO. Now you have a vice president finance and you have a CFO. Both are finance head. Both are finance head in many of the organization. दोनों की लेकिन competency requirements change है. For example, a minister sitting there and the chief secretary of the minister sitting there, दोनों एक ही level पे हैं. दोनों काम भी एक है, लेकिन एक का काम है सिर्फ और सिर्फ पॉलिसीज को बताना, विजनरी अप्रोच रखना. अगर कोई मर भी रहा है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, अरे उसको पे करके खत्म करो. ही डज नॉट हैव द वैल्यूज और ही डज नॉट हैव द इमोशंस, बिकॉज उसका सिर्फ ये काम करेगा. सेकंड हेड ऑफ द फाइनेंस डिवीजन या किसी भी फंक्शन का, उसका ये काम करेगा, गले से लेकर नीचे का भाग. ही हैज टू वर्क विद द पीपल विद द हैंड्स एंड लेग्स. मैनेजर्स कंधा, हाथ employees or pair employees. So these are the kind of competency framework and the proficiency level get defined with the same. So that's the second intervention or innovation which we applied. Think of the competencies which are needed by the particular division. Even the role is same, but the competencies could be different. And accordingly, we started with the competency enhancement program, which I'm not going to explain now. The knowledge fair. This is the third intervention. 5 days intervention. It starts with the HOD. He shares the particular knowledge of his function, what have they done, and it's online. And then human department, your human resource department, human leadership department, you name the department as, they come on day 1, day 2, day 3, and they start. Then comes the, we call the people from the college and invite them to have the session. So you can see there are some games we play, there are some dramas we do, and this is for 5 days. That's one intervention which we did that. And this is the framework which we designed. The training programs are being mentioned. What are the modules they can go ahead with, how artificial intelligence can help them, and how all these things can help them. Now I'll give you one show of an example. Like there is a module called Doing Business Ethically. It was needed in Africa, compulsorily, because it's a very corrupt nation. And I was based in Nigeria before getting placed over here, before coming back, before taking sabbatical. The reason of me taking sabbatical is I lost my entire family in the second wave. Only my mother and I are left. And my son is no more, my father is no more, my daughter is no more, my wife is no more, and they died in the second wave, and no one could save them. So I had to come back, and I took sabbatical for 5 years. I'm not working now. I'm going to the ministry, I meet them, but I don't work there. I'll join them after 5 years. That's there. So that's the module, Doing Business Ethically. These are the objectives which is there to promote the policy. Now policies are being shared in the form of paper with the employees. They don't read. उनको समझ भी नहीं आता. Policies need to be converted in the visual part. अगर आप अच्छा कि policies को visual में नहीं convert कर रहे, sorry, आपने सिर्फ paper पे लिख के रख दी, आपको खुद को नहीं पता होंगी अगर मैं पूछूं तो. पूछ लो अपने आप से, पता नहीं होंगी आपको अपनी policies की, HR के लोगों को भी. So everything needs to be visualized. And what is the bribery for the organization? Visual form में पूरा का पूरा. क्योंकि bribery हर जगह है. And global regulations में क्या-क्या आया visual form में. And they have to study that. Click on this, then it's not playing over here, but the person speaks from the on the voiceover form, and then he explains the policy. When the policy is being explained to the person, then the question round starts. Like, बस वो एक वीडियो दिखा के मैं बंद कर देता हूँ सर. ये वाला. 1 minute. So this plays the video. इसमें आ नहीं रहा. I'm surprised. Hang हो गया. उसमें आपने दिख रहा है यहाँ पे चल रहा है. Can anyone help? इसमें चल रहा है. वेबसाइट से लेना. हाँ चल रहा है इसमें ना. आप दिखा दीजिए एक बार. क्लिक कीजिए. उसमें नहीं आ रहा ना, बंद हो गया उसका. ये वाला वीडियो. हाँ जी. हाँ आ गया. बुझा दीजिए. उसको बुझा देते यार. बुझा दीजिए. This video is on corruption. One training part on corruption. And the questions are being asked then and there.
This is Edie, a market analyst. She's attending a one-day event organized by a consultancy company. The morning and early afternoon will be devoted to a seminar on future challenges in the energy markets. The rest of the day and evening will be spent socializing, including attendance at a sports event being sponsored by the host. This program will update her on recent developments in the business.
Website का issue होगा इसमें ना. So I'll explain the same. इसके वीडियो के 1 मिनट के बाद में the question comes and you have to click the answer. If you don't click the wrong answer, it will explain but move ahead with the same.
It's a good chance to network with colleagues.
The action gets recorded then and there. The person like finishes the training, he gets the result there. उसको मेल पे रिजल्ट आ जाता है. ऑटोमेटिकली मेल पहुंच गई मैनेजर के पास. आपको विदिन 38 days इफ द इंटरवेंशन डिमांड्स दैट. सर्टेन टाइम्स इंटरवेंशन डिमांड्स 7 days. बिहेवियर ट्रेनिंग में अगर बिहेवियर चेंज हुआ है 30 days. सम टेक्निकल पार्ट ट्रेनिंग इज देयर. उसने रिश्वत लेनी बंद कर दी 7 days. So it depends on the intervention. The reaction के बाद manager का feedback कब लेना है, compulsorily देना होगा उसको, वरना warning letter issue हो जाते हैं. Similar way the MIS report comes, and similar way the complete reaction taken from the finance department, वो उनको भरना होता है, and automatically embed होके हमारे पास आ जाता है. We share the same as well. And
seminar pack and your badge.
I'm not explaining
And
this
if
now.
your business
वो ऐसे होती है. We share the cluster report. जैसे हमने अगर training of trainers की है, we share the entire report with the organization, and it gets uploaded in the website as well.
into this ball, there'll be a surprise later on at the evening
Anyone
buffet.
can go and learn कि कैसे क्या है, कौन से 5 levels हैं और कर सकते हैं उसके बाद. That's it, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Devta. Thank you so much.
There you go. Thank you very much. Have a pleasure.
All right, so we have come to the end of all the presentation. Thank you, everyone, and a big round of applause for yourselves. The jury would take around 20 minutes to tabulate all their recordings. So in the meanwhile, we can break for tea, but do come back in 20 minutes sharp. All right, so 20 minutes means 4:20, huh? 15 minutes? Okay, 4:35. Thank you. Just see if these are on. Just switch those off. Yeah, there. Yeah. No, don't switch it on. Just switch it off.